The Spanish Conquistadors were the most brutal of the three, which are Spain, France, and England. They came for the 3 Gs: God, which is to spread the Christian beliefs, which wasn't very important to them; glory, so when they got home, they would be famed; and gold, so they would be rich. French came to the New World not in search of home, but in hope of finding natural resources and trade with the natives. The English also settled in the New World to look for gold to become rich. However, the gold they found was not enough. The English did come to settle, though. A charter is a document that is given to settlers by a king or queen that grants them to be able to settle in the New World where the charter states. A joint stock company is a group of investors that buy shares in the New World in hope to make lots of money on cash, crops, and gold. Speaking of investors, they would buy shares in a company like the New World in hope they make a profit. The Virginia Company was a joint stock company that was granted a charter by King James to settle in the New World and make a new settlement. They called this settlement Jamestown after the king. The French came to America in hopes of natural resources like new animals. There's also many trees and rich soil for excellent farming that brought all the others over. A royal colony was a colony that was far away from Europe, but still ruled by a country in Europe. They had to follow all of the same rules and pay the exact same taxes as everybody in the mainland. The Northwest Passage is an all-water route through North America. Sadly for the settlers, they never found one. Jamestown was a settlement made by the Virginia Company. During the first winter, almost everybody died, and a 1-to-10 ratio survived. Thanks to the help of John Rolfe, the settlement did survive, though. Roanoke was also an English colony. However, they didn't have very good luck. The first attempt failed miserably, but the second attempt was doing better, but the leader had to go to the mainland to resupply. He was delayed by a 3-year war. When he returned, he found no trace of anyone, and a tree with the name Croton carved in it. John Rolfe was the main man in Jamestown's survival. He brought tobacco seeds to Jamestown, which made it money. He also married the Powhatan chief's daughter, Pocahontas, which strengthened the bonds between them. Cash crops were crops such as sugar, tobacco, and indigos, which made a lot of money back in Europe. These were also the start of the plantations. Plantations were giant farms in the New World which grew cash crops. This is also where slave trade first began because they were so big. The House of Burgesses was the first legislative government in the New World. This was made by many land-owning men. Sadly, they were the only ones that could vote. Pilgrims were many separatists in the New World that were in search of religious freedom from the Church of England. The Puritans were a group of settlers that also moved to the New World. However, they didn't want to rid the Church of England, they wanted to cleanse it. Since the Pilgrims landed out of their charter, they had to make a new set of rules since they didn't have to follow the England ones. This is what they came up with. It's called the Mayflower Compact. The first Thanksgiving was when the Pilgrims and the Indians feasted on all of the food that they had. They did this because they were thankful because the Indians had helped them grow all this food.